What's the weirdest thing that ever happened at your locals? Story 1. A man who was maybe 30-40 came in just after a Saturday tournament and he had a deck of 50 cards, no sleeves, and everything seemed like it was from Metal Raiders. We noticed he seemed to be slower at talking than normal and asked him how he was. It turned out a group of his friends from insert local hospital were here on a day trip. By the end of 2 hours he was there, that dude had a fully functional fairy deck, people donated to him, and even won a few games. It gave me hope for this world. Story 2. So me and my cousin were at my locals. She isn't really a player, but she wanted to get into it. So we were there for a few minutes and some 14 to 16-year-old 300-pound guy walks up and tries to flirt, but sorely fails. He says his name is Sheldon or something. He then tries to kiss her and she slaps him in the face. He whines and asks for vengeance and proceeds to try and duel me, because he thought it worked like the anime and card game sold everything. I kicked his ass, but still, guy should have gotten banned. Jesus. I get it that it's fun to try to emulate a duel, but this isn't that. This is real life. And the fact the guy would challenge the guy to a duel for something as petty as that, even still, isn't how the real life works. If that was the case, then a lot of things could have solved easily, but nope. Frankly, I agree with the guy. He should have gotten banned for the sexual SA he should have done. Story 3. Really big black man, muscles rippling and sketchy as hell, pulls out a Modulci's deck and starts the duel. He likes the archetype because they're adorable. Oh, and breastfeeding. That was a weird day, especially since 2 gear giants in Giga Moors were pooled. Excuse me, what? Okay, I wasn't expecting that of all things. I guess don't judge appearances after all. You'd think with a guy that's big and muscular, you choose a more, I would say, manly deck, but I guess each to their own. Yeah, I would have been really surprised since he pulled a Modulci deck of all things. But what was the thing with breastfeeding? Comment down below what you think it is. Story 4. At my locals a while back, this guy wins all round. He got 4 packs of REDU that night, but instead he talked to one of the employees into letting him trade the 4 packs plus $2 in exchange for Gold Series 5, which is about $20 at the shop. So he gets it, does his pull, and leaves. 2 weeks later, the owner finds out what happened, and she got furious because she lost money over what, at an exchange and everything, she lost about $2. However, she didn't see it like this and fired the kid who accepted the trade. The guy who won a few weeks ago couldn't pay that night, so someone else got blamed for what happened. He was about $20, and now because of this, we're being charged an extra $1 per pack now when we go for locals each week. Oh, and she used the excuse, oh, it's winter time and need to pay heating. Seriously, it's $2. $2 measly dollars. That's almost like nothing. The guy was basically greedy for just charging everybody for an extra dollar because he lost $2 that one time. Wowzers, that guy is a cheapskate. Story 5. I've not been to locals myself, but my mate told me this story. He was at his locals trading with some big white guy come in. My friend said he was about 6'4" and acts all nice trading and dueling. So just before everybody leaves, this geezer takes my mate's tin, which contained his deck, my mate's cards, tin. My mate got confused as to why he took his tin, and about 10 minutes later, the guy comes in and demands his deck, claiming it's his. According to my mate, after this, the man took his cards and tried to make his escape, but luckily, the bloke who runs locals blocked the door so the man couldn't leave until the police arrived. TLDR, mate goes to local, man comes in and takes his deck, store unlocks store, man gets arrested. Classic, is all I have to say. Story 6. When I was about 12 years old, I was at locals I would commonly frequent. I knew guys there that I will just call Tennis Kid. Tennis Kid always came to tournaments with his grandpa. I have no clue why. His grandpa would just sit in the back until the tourney was over. Well, one day I get paired with Tennis Kid and we're playing our match. 12, I think. Your mom jokes are just the greatest thing ever. So I decided to crack a few. Tennis Kid doesn't really react. I win, he leaves. Next week, I get to the tourney, and the grandpa walks up to me and says, "Don't you talk about my daughter like that again, or I'll kick your ass." I'm all sorts of confused, and the older guy I go to tournaments with looks at the grandpa and tells him to calm down before they go outside. I play Tennis Kid again. He wouldn't look me in the eyes. TLDR, your mom jokes are hilarious. Story 7. Someone hands me 5 rare Magic the Gathering cards. I can't remember the names of them. I think I have friends who can At least better than I could. I'll just trade them or something, so I put them into my deck box. The guy next to me gets up from his stool, looks around, and places around the shop. He eventually mentions missing cards and asks to see my deck box. I have nothing to hide, so I let him see it with no questions asked. He takes the card and proceeds to yell at me for taking his things, and if I touch his things again, he'll punch me in the face. I have the five other people at the table confused as I was since we were here since the beginning. Nobody knew what happened, and they all backed me up. He ignored everyone and didn't bother to listen to anything. TLDR. Let's dude see my deck box, he takes five random cards nobody gave me and flips out at me for no reason. Well, thank you for watching this video. I know it's a little bit short, but I wanted to get something out for the week and for the new month. But I promise you next time I'll be doing a review. If anything catches my eye, I'll let you know on my Patreon. Speaking of which, I'd like to thank Lucy for pledging €5 to my Patreon, as I always do here. This is the shout out for you. If you want to support and get a shout out yourself, do check the description down below for links to my Patreon, Discord, Twitter, Twitch, and my Tumblr. I normally post there to keep updates on things and share my thoughts on things. Thank you very much. If you enjoyed it, like and subscribe, and if you will, may the good blood guide your way.